Well, good afternoon, everybody. That's generally the hint for see Commissioner Goldthorpe. He sits right down. He's ready to go. Well, welcome to the Ada County Highway District. We are very happy to share with you today a couple things. My name's Bruce Wong. I'm the director here at the Ada County Highway District. And yesterday, was a very tough commission meeting. I walked out sort of wounded. They were very difficult at times, but they were kind when the meeting ended. They allowed me to walk out alive. Anyway, we're going to share a couple things with you today about. We'll start off with what I call ACHD 101, to let you know who we are, what we're doing, and some of the challenges we're seeing in the future. Then we're going to roll into our budget presentation to give you first look as to what the 2020 budget may look like. And then we're going to roll into the integrated 5-year work plan, which, by the way, the inputs from all of your cities and school districts and neighborhood associations are coming to us tomorrow. So you're getting a sneak peek into all the projects that may be out there and how this process works. As you can see, I have a huge staff of incredible experts here. They'll be able to answer every question you have, and if they can't, I assure you they will get back to you within 24 hours regarding the question that you have. We also have a magnetic array here of computers that you can play with to look at where projects are, give us insight where projects might need to be. And so it's a very open process here today. This will be the first of two public meetings that we do regarding our budget and the integrated 5-year work plan to, again, garner your input as well as cities, neighborhood associations, school districts as to what you would like to see us execute your dollars here as we go into 2020. So with that, I'll just go ahead and start. Next slide, please. I'd like to let you know, start introducing to our elected leaders. We have 5. There are their districts. Those are the names. As of right now, or this year, Commissioner Rebecca Arnold is our president. Commissioner Mary May in the Eagle Boise Star area is our vice president. And Commissioner Baker is our second vice president going forward. So we've got a great group of elected officials, and they have been representing you incredibly well. Next slide, please. Now, ACHD 101. I'm not going to read all the text to you all, but at the end of the day, we are Idaho's only and the nation's only highway district, codified highway district that's set up the way we are today. That could be good or bad, depending upon what side of the fence you're on with the Ada County Highway District. We are, as I said earlier, governed by 5 elected officials. Their role is to represent all of you and to determine policy and strategy. Our role as operators is to execute that policy and strategy that our elected officials determine is in the best interest of all the taxpayers. We're a fairly large organization and such. We have 360 team members here. We have an annual payroll, or budget of about $130 million a year. We have an economic impact into Ada County, Idaho, of about $265–70 million per year. And we are responsible in taking care of your $3 billion worth of assets here within Ada County. We also own the largest storm drain system in Idaho, which is a challenge no matter where you live. It is always a challenge. And you've allowed us to operate a lot of stuff in concert with what we do here. So we're a consolidated highway district. We're a unified highway district. We have a lot of tools and resources at our disposal to best execute, again, those policies and strategies that the ACHD Commission have asked us to do. Next slide. Everybody get it? There's the org chart. Anyone want to see it again? Okay, great. Next slide. We're also international ambassadors for all of you. All of those countries have come to the Ada County Highway District through the State Department to understand how we operate, how we operate, and support so many different elected organizations and officials, and then how we are able to impact or take the tax dollars and dollars that we get from all of you and put them into infrastructures here. It's kind of funny when the great folks from Bhutan came here. They were so amazed. They're situated between Pakistan and India and China, that area. They have one stoplight in their entire country, and they wanted to take some of our equipment back with them to help them out. But again, it's kind of unique that a highway district would be a sole source or a stop for the State Department to share ideas with different organizations from across the globe. Next slide, please. We're also a very charitable and giving organization. My team believes strongly in giving back to the communities. Just this last year, our annual golf tournament, which we put on with all volunteers, or no salaries, or no issues or times that the people are using this on what I call our time. But we raised $180,000 by Idaho Garden Reserve Family Support Fund. The year prior to that, we raised $170,000 for Camp Rainbow Gold. The year before that, we raised $160,000 for the families of Mountain Home Air Force Base. The year before that, we supported the Women's Alliance, the Women's and Children's Society, you name it. Our team steps up every year to provide that type of support back to those great charities that are so deserving. Next slide. We also support, in many ways, a little thing called the Idaho Patriot Thunder, which is now Idaho's largest military family charity motorcycle ride in Idaho. This year's the 10th, and I'll brag a little bit. Yeah, that's me out there, because I like leading the Patriot Thunder event. It goes back to supporting military families, and our team helps in that. This year, for the 10th, Governor Little is already agreed to attend. Representative Ormont is going to be there. Mayor Tammy, of course, it's in Meridian, and she's always been a tremendous supporter of us. But again, no salaries, no nothing. All the dollars we raise go to those two charities, the Idaho Garden Reserve Family Support Fund and Mountain Home Air Force Base Operation Warm Heart, supporting military families. Next slide. So how big are we? There it is. From here to Washington, D.C., back up to McCall, circling around a little bit and coming around, you still have a couple more feet of pavement to operate here. So again, people get very surprised to understand how big an operation that you all own as part of your ACHD and the infrastructure here at the Ada County Highway District. Next slide, please. So what do we do? There it is. Regional brokers, fair shared across the board. We engage the public, something fierce, on all forms of media and in personal issues. And quite frankly, at the end of the day, our commissioners are honest brokers. Why do I say that? Because they wear a regional hat versus a specific city hat. And that's difficult on them. I forgot to introduce, there he is right there, Commissioner Goldthorpe, and such. It's a tough road that they have, but again, they get to play as regional experts and regional decision makers versus specific cities. Next. How do we do it? There it is. We have a strategic plan that is the umbrella for everything that we do here at the Ada County Highway District, followed by a capital improvements plan, which is a 20-year lookout into the future, followed under that by the integrated 5-year work plan, which we'll talk to you a little bit here, which is a 5-year look, and we've tied that to the budget, and our budget strategy is a 2-year as we move forward. So all those things that go into, from plans and projects and public input and city input, it gets put into a big pile. It's coordinated up and down, back and forth between all elected officials here in Ada County, and at the end of the day, it comes to our commissioners, and our commissioners make the final determination as a thumbs up or thumbs down on that budget and that integrated 5-year work plan. But as I hope you've seen, there's a tremendous amount of public engagement across the board, to include our public open houses here when it comes to budget and the integrated 5-year work plan. Next slide, please. The commission has given us these priorities. This is what we look at when we look at how we spend money and what we do across the board. People, execution of operations, always looking at innovation, and as important, safety across the district, because unsafe operations costs you money when it's all said and done. Safe operations saves money, which allows us to put those back into operations and community programs, school, you name it, across the board. Next slide. We have one operational commitment that we've given to the commission, and that's that couple lines in red. Now those 7 sub-bullets is how we execute that. We look at this on a weekly basis, and I report to the commission on a monthly basis as to where we are in assuring the taxpayer base. As of today, we're hitting all those milestones. Next slide, please. The commission has given us these set of focuses. We have a primary and we have a secondary. Safety and maintenance is the Ada County Highway District's primary focus in how we execute dollars. And it's bounded by those sub projects and sub areas that you see on the slide. Our secondary focus is congestion mitigation and roadway intersections. So as you can see from the others, the commission is very focused, again, on ensuring the public is engaged. And number 2, that we are looking at maintenance and safety operations first. Why maintenance? It's less expensive to proactively keep our roads in the best conditions possible than to have to go back in and rip them up and rebuild them. So we put a lot of effort into preventive maintenance, and of course we're about to start your favorite topic of the year, and that's chip seal season. What could be finer than that? Next slide. So quickly on the state of your ACHD. First off, ladies and gentlemen, you own the best roads in the Northwest. Those are the facts right there. Those are, we always bring in an out-of-state engineering team to assess the infrastructure. Why out of state? We don't want any type of, well, we hired these folks and we didn't hire these folks, and there may be a little bit of conflict of interest here within the state. So we hire some of the gold, what I call the gold level team. They come in and they go top to bottom on our road structures, sidewalks, you name it, across the board. There it is. And so we're very proud of that. And again, by doing preventive maintenance, it allows us to maximize your tax dollars for the best return on investment. Next slide. Money. We share every January these slides with all of the elected officials in Ada County and the media. Now, the media may pick it up and send it out, they may not. But again, all the elected officials get this, and then it's off the media for all public display. The blue is where we got revenue. The red is where we expended that revenue. And again, it's not a revenue, we got X number money from Boise, therefore we're going to spend all that money in Boise. No, it's a regional operation. The commissioners allocate dollars where the need is and where growth is going. So for 18, there it is. Now from 14 to 18, I like looking at trends. As you can see, the lines are very balanced. The commission has done a great job on ensuring that dollars are being executed where dollars need to be executed, and that all organizations or all cities and stuff are benefiting from the dollars that are collected. Next slide. Let's go a little further from 2004 to 18. It gets very balanced. Again, I think the trends are very, very important. Next slide. Now, looking out, and you'll see a little bit of this later, our integrated 5-year work plan, the projection in the future, that's where we believe dollars are going to come in for, and that's where currently we're planning to execute those dollars. Again, based on what we know, where development's going, where construction's going, the condition of the road structures, the added requirements for safe routes to schools, the different sidewalk projects that we're going to be doing. Next slide. And then if you go from 2004 all the way out to 2023, which is what our teams look at to make sure everything's done, you see the lines again, is a pretty good share where all customers, all 480,000 customers here are getting the benefit of the operations that the ACHD puts through, and of course, most importantly, what our commissioners decide is the proper strategy and policies for us to execute. Next slide. However, we are at a crossroads. We are at a crossroads. With the continued growth that's going on here, 3.6%. You all saw that newspaper a little bit ago, just last year. That's going to continue. One of the fastest growing states in the nation, right here. One of the fastest growing counties, right here. And so these are the challenges that your team here is already looking at and already presenting solutions to those problems. Next slide. So with that, I truly believe that anything's possible with a great dedicated team. You have one here at the Ada County Highway District. They work incredibly hard, they're incredibly professional, and they're experts in what they do. So that is just a very quick oversight of your ACHD 101. Graduation certificates will be out in the foyer, and the cookies are great, by the way. So with that, I'd like to turn it over to Christine. She'll give you a look-see at what the budget, what the dollars might look like.
Good evening. My name is Christine Tandler. I'm the budget coordinator here at the Ada County Highway District. I'm going to go through the process that we go that is beginning for our budget, our annual budget that happens every year, as well as some of the numbers that were adopted for FY20 during the 1920 budget process that will then be refined as we continue through and work to final adoption of the FY20 budget that will happen in August. So we're starting now with a budget work session with the public. We have several other opportunities where we work directly with the commission as well as internal work groups to prepare the budget, prepare a balanced budget, put forth the recommendation that will come before the commission in August. The director did mention that we will have a second public open house. That will be in July. You'll be able to see a little more of the solidified, both the projects that are planned as well as the operational specific projects that will come up in FY20. We have four main revenue sources at the district, the largest of those being our property tax certification highway users fund. That's the fuel taxes that we do receive, as well as impact fees that come from developers, and then the vehicle registration fees make up just about 9% of what is currently the estimated FY20 budget. The division descriptions, we have the overhead division, which houses all of the support staff here at the district. Sorry. We also have Commuter Ride, which is our van share program. We have our planning and project division. This is where the right-of-way is all purchased, the capital project management, I apologize, as well as the implementation and creation of the integrated 5-year work plan and our various neighborhood plans that take part during each year. I apologize. I have a 2-year-old. We do have a development and technical services division. This is where a lot of our project inspectors are in this division, as well as those who review development plans and work with developers to figure out all of their process to get through all of the policies and procedures that ACHD has. And also our environmental division is there as well. Our maintenance division is 24% of the budget. It's a very big part. As the director had mentioned, we focus highly on maintenance. We do have 2 locations. We have one yard here and the other yard out at Cloverdale and Pine. They do all of our chip sealing, our crack sealing, our sweeping, as well as our safe sidewalk program management, which is a way for us to fill in sidewalk gaps, alleviate some of those trip hazards and stuff throughout the district. So currently with the FY20 budget, and again, this is subject to change through the budgeting process that's beginning, we have $27.9 million programmed for roadways and intersections. We have 11.2 in capital maintenance and community programs, which are your safe routes to school, the connecting of gaps, large gaps in sidewalks, signals, traffic signals, pedestrian crossings, those types of things are nearing $8 million in this projection. Here's a, here's a pie breakdown to show you how those percentages are. Again, you see that the roadways is roadways and intersections are, take up nearly half. So some of the named proposed major projects in FY20 is the Gowan Road Bridge. We have a Cole Road and Victory Road intersection that's going to be constructed in FY20, as well as a Linder and Deer Flat Road project. That one is a federally funded project, so we're utilizing federal funds and only having to utilize a portion of local funds to complete that, as well as the 10-mile Ustick to McMillan portion, and Meridian Cherry to Ustick to help out there in Meridian. And now I will introduce Ryan Head, who is in charge of the creation of the integrated 5-year work plan, where all those projects that get into the budget come from.
Thank you, Christine. I have a 2-year-old as well, so I guess you're all here. You get to listen to us. But we're excited to present this to you. This really is the opportunity. Getting something into the budget takes some time, right? It's a process. Things don't just pop up as an idea one year. These are things that we've been thinking about for many years. And this is the integrated 5-year work plan really is the tool that we have to inform what goes into that budget. The first 2 years of that are our capital budget and are reflected in our budget document. And we update this each year in alignment with that process. It's also the tool by which we implement the vision, the policy, the goals that the commission has. We work closely with our neighborhoods, with the public, with our advisory committees to identify projects from all the different types of work that we do. We also work closely to correlate the needs we have for asset management, for maintenance, and taking care of the roads out there. And all of those things come together into that budget and integrated 5-year work plan. It also serves as a tool to communicate out to the public, to our partners at the utilities, at the cities. What is it that we are planning to do for the next 5 years? It also creates the opportunity to coordinate. So as we share this with those utility companies so that they know, oh, instead of tearing up the road this year and then having us, or then them coming back the next year, we try to bring those things together. And so we look for those opportunities to continually work together. And the integrated 5-year work plan provides that kind of transparent view. It's available on our website at all times. You can also see historic versions on there. And through that, you'll see the same tool that we have over here. It's listed here as an interactive project map. And just to give you an idea of what that looks like, as this comes up, this map is set up so that an individual can click on any project that we have and see what's planned there. What are we going to do? If you only are interested in running intersection projects, you can click on there and filter into those individual pieces. And that's available. We also work, when we go through once we release an initial draft each year, we go through a process and seek comments on those through a similar tool. So speaking to the process, we're now at this point where we're kicking off. Together with the budget, we've done that. We also have asked our city partners and the county as well as the school districts for a list of their priorities. It's always, we hear a lot from people about, hey, why won't you do this project, or will you do this one? But to hear from one person is a little bit different than to hear from the city that says, out of all of our city, these are our priorities. And so we try to raise that up a little bit, and we encourage anyone who contacts us to also contact the cities to try and get that support from them. And we expect their requests by tomorrow. We've received a number of them already, but those are due by tomorrow. But they do go through a process each year, and I know in particular, I know Boise's reached out. I know a lot of the jurisdictions reach out to their neighborhood associations and other groups to seek that input. Once we get those, and once we take what we already know and we start bringing those things together over the next number of months to release an initial draft in July. We hold a 1-month public comment period. We'll have an online comment map. We'll advertise that via social media. We send that out to the neighborhood associations and and other groups. We try to distribute that out so that the word is there. We'll also hold a public open house during that time, and we'll seek for that input on the projects that are there. All those come back and we take them to the commission and say, Commission, how would you like us to address these? And we make some recommendations there and wrap those in to a final draft that's adopted in September, 1 month after the budget. So we make sure it's in alignment, those first few years are perfectly in alignment with our budget. So where do they come from? Where do all these projects come from? And we're going to focus in on just a couple areas here, but the key place is, one, we have plans. We've currently, and we'll talk a little bit more about those, we have those requests we get from agencies, and then we do have an application process where an individual could ask for a project. So one of our plans that we have is our capital improvement plan. This is a 20-year outlook on where we think and see the needs for widening of roads. We work with our city partners to forecast that, and then we show what we expect. But it's a lot of projects, and we try to be systematic about this. And so we've adopted a series, the commission's adopted a series of priority corridors, ones that we see as needs that we'd kind of work our way down. Usually what you'd see is we'd work our way down doing the intersections first, and then we would work from one end or the other and widening that, what makes logical sense, in order to have kind of a consistent system where it may be widened. We've also adopted neighborhood plans. Most people aren't driving or walking across the county, and so we go into the neighborhood specifically and say, where are you trying to walk to or ride your bike to? What makes that difficult? So what projects could we do that would help with that? We've adopted 10 of these plans now, and I should count to make sure I have that correct, but yes, we have. Through those, we've identified just over 800 projects. Our first one was adopted in 2012, and through that budget, we've completed 257 of those. And so when we adopt a plan, we really believe that it's something that we'll eventually go do. And so we work consistently to track that and to monitor and keep making progress. Star and Southwest Boise are our most recent ones, and so that you see them also starting to come on. These are the requests we received for community programs projects last year. From the different jurisdictions. Every jurisdiction asked for some at different levels. We don't have the tally yet because we don't have all of them for this year. But these are what we had last year, and this is what we are showing in our integrated 5-year work plan, or that have been completed. So over 2/3 there, almost 40% there, and really you see those projects in every jurisdiction. As I mentioned, we do have an application process, which is the way an individual could ask for a project. Now, there's a little bit of a high bar on this because, again, we want to make sure that it's something that's meaningful to everyone. We don't want you going and asking for a sidewalk in front of your neighbor's house because you don't like how they park their car, right? That's not really a good neighborly thing to do. And so what this application process allows is that you identify what you'd like, you contact us, we can help you identify what would be a complete project. It's not just in front of your house. But we're looking block or whatever it may be. And then we ask you, as the person seeking that, to go and talk to your neighbors, to get them to sign off on this, that they support that. And we do require 100% of those who would be affected to sign that application. As part of that, they're also saying, because I support this, I'm willing to contribute the land to make it so. To bring this about. And so that is an application process that we do have available. And we take those for sidewalk projects, for some curbing and other things, for maybe some traffic calming and other aspects. But that application is available. We have a few of those here. So that is our integrated 5-year work plan. As mentioned, we have a map here. We have the electronic version here, where you can go. And then we have all of the staff here who's available for you to ask specific questions. Maybe we can help a little bit identify who people are. If you're looking have questions about perhaps maintenance, we have Lloyd here. Maybe Lloyd can, excellent. We also have Erica here, who does kind of our environmental stormwater group. We have if you're interested in a particular project or submitting an application, sidewalks, those types of things. We have Justin and Diane, Dave Wallace is here, who's our deputy director. If you want to know about money, you have Christine. If you want to talk about development applications, we have Gary Inselman in the back. We have some of our engineers, Sean and Dale, who do our bridges and our traffic equipment. Did I cover everyone? We have communications, a commuter ride. We have all of those groups. So if you would like to, if you'd like now to mingle around, we're here to answer your questions and talk about the budget. Yes, ma'am.
Is it possible these slides sent to our email? I tried to take notes and it was all so fast.
These will be posted tomorrow, or tonight on the website,
Oh, achd.com?
achdIdaho.org.
Thank you.
All right. We're here to answer your questions.